Welcome back to the lesson. In this video, we're going to start discussing about sets in Python. Sets are used to store multiple items in a single variable, just like the list and tuples that we've discussed in our previous lessons. Set is actually a collection that is unordered, unchangeable, and unindexed. So what we mean by unordered right here is we cannot actually predict the order in which our set will be presented when we create it. So each time when we try to print our set, we're going to be having our set element returned in an unpredictable order. So that is exactly what we mean by they are unordered. And also they are unchangeable, meaning we cannot change any set element or items once the set is created. Sets are unindexed, meaning that set elements do not have a unique index that we can use to, for instance, access the set element. In fact, that's even the reason why set elements are unordered, because they do not have a special index. So enough with talking, let's actually go ahead and create a set in Python using the curly brace right here. Let's actually come down below here. First of all, we're going to go ahead and define our name called mySet, which is equals to curly brace. And now we're going to start defining our elements, the element that is going to be within our set. So let's go ahead and say we have orange, banana, and mango, something like this. So this is actually a set. This is how we go about defining a set in Python using the curly brace right here. So let's actually go ahead and now print our set, mySet. Alright, and now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, we have our set of orange, banana, and mango. So as you can see, we are lucky enough to have the exact same order that we define our set returned right here: orange, banana, and mango. Orange, banana, and mango. So now let me actually go ahead and prove to you that set elements or sets are of course unordered. So now let's actually go ahead and run our script again. Alright, orange, mango, and banana. As you can see, the order has changed. Now we have orange, instead of banana, we have mango at the middle, and here is banana. As you can see, the order is changed. So you cannot actually predict the order of a set because set elements are unordered. They don't have index, so they can be presented anyhow to you. Let's actually go ahead and run the script once again. As you can see, the order has changed back to the original order: orange, banana, and mango. Alright, and duplicate is not allowed in set, meaning that a set cannot contain duplicate items. So let me actually go ahead and show you that. Now let's come over here. Now as you can see, we already have banana, so let's go ahead and add another banana, a duplicate item, banana, something like this. Now if you go ahead and run our script, as you can see, we will never have that duplicate item. It will only return one instance of the element and discard the remaining duplicate elements. So therefore, set do not allow duplicate. You cannot have duplicate items in a set. As you can see, if I go ahead and run our script again, a banana is going to be returned once, but the other duplicate item is discarded. Alright, and the values, the boolean value true and the numeric value 1 are considered the same value in a set and are treated as a duplicate. So let me actually go ahead and show you that. Let's actually go ahead and get rid of this duplicate, and instead let me go ahead and use the boolean value true, and let's see 1. So the boolean value true is the same thing as the numeric value 1. You know, if you refer back to base 2 binary digits, true is equals to 1 and false is equals to 0. So the same thing happens here. So set is recognizing true as 1 and 1 as true. So that's why the true and 1 are considered as duplicate items in a set. So now we're going to only get the true, and the 1 will be discarded because the set is treating them as exact same elements, meaning duplicate elements. So let's actually go ahead and run our script. Run. As you can see, we only got the true, but the 1 is not returned. Why? Because the integer value 1 and the boolean value true is considered as the same element in a set and is therefore treated as a duplicate. So that's why we are getting only true here, but not the 1. And if I go ahead and remove this element, this true, let's actually go ahead and run our script again. As you can see, we get the 1. But having the true, the boolean value true, which is also equivalent to 1, simply indicates now we are having duplicate elements inside of our set. And whenever we are having duplicate elements inside of our set, we only return a single instance of that element and discard the remaining duplicate element. So that's why we are getting only the true right here inside of our set. And the same thing with false and 0. So let's actually go ahead and try that. Let's actually go ahead and turn this to false. And instead of 1, as you can see, 1 and false are not the same. So it's just like seeing false and true, because 1 is true. If I go ahead and run our script, as you can see, we got our 1 and we also got our false. And now if I go ahead and change the value to 0, 1 to 0, now it's same thing as saying false, false, because false is 0. So now if I go ahead and run our script, as you can see, we're only going to get false return, but the 0 will be discarded because it's a duplicate item. So I hope the concept is clear to you. And just like the other iterables that we've discussed in our previous lessons, which are the lists and tuples, set items can also be of any data type, and it can also be of a combination of different data types, just like the one we have here. As you can see, we have a string, we have Boolean value, we have integer, and we can as well have a float. So let's go ahead and add a floating point number like 2.3, something like that, and everything will be fine. As you can see, we have our value right here. So set element can be a combination of different data type. So let's actually go ahead and define other set of different data type. Let's actually go ahead and come over here and say set 1 is equals to a set of let's say string, let's say apple and mango, something like this. This is a string data type set. And let's say set 2 should be an integer data type. So let's go ahead and say we have 2, 1, 5, and 6. A set of integer data type. And lastly, let's go ahead and say set 3, which is going to be a set of Boolean values. Let's say false, true, and false, something like this. And if you go ahead and print the data type of each of this set, we're going to be having set return. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's say type, using the type function to return the data type of a variable. So my set, the first set right here, as you can see, if we run our script, we have a set. The data type is set, is a set. Now let's go ahead and check for set 1, paste that, run the script. As you can see, it's also a set. And for set 2, let's go ahead and copy that, paste that, run our script. As you can see, it's also a set. And lastly, set 3, copy this, paste it right here. As you can see, if we run our script, is also a set. So friend, that will be it for this video. As you can see in this lessons, we've discussed about set, and we said that they are used to store multiple items in a single variables, just like our tuples and list that we've discussed in the previous lessons. And they are created with curly brace, and that set our collection which are unordered, unchangeable, and on index. And we've seen everything with live example. And we've also discussed that set do not allow duplicate, and set can also be of different data type or a combination of multiple different data types. So I hope everything is clear to you and that you enjoy the lessons, and I'll see you in the next one.